So believe it or not, I actually have stage fright, like really bad. Like every time I do this, I'm just doing the best I can not to break down, cry, and shit my pants. And I hate it because like it's such an irrational fear to have. Because like there's nothing scary up here. Like what's the worst thing that's gonna happen? You guys gonna laugh at me? So I was talking to a buddy of mine about this, and some guy overheard it. He's like, why don't you just smoke some weed before you go on stage, man? Well, the answer to that is I don't smoke. And he like got offended by that. He's like, why not? It's legal here. It's like, yeah, bestiality is legal in Kentucky. Doesn't mean I want to line up over there to fuck a cow. So I was hanging out with my cousin the other day, and I was telling him some of my jokes because he's never heard them before, and he got a little excited. He's like, oh my God, I know there's a place you can tell your jokes at. So I look it up, and I was like, I can't tell my jokes there. He's like, why not? It's an open mic. I said, no, it's a clean mic. That's different. Like, I've got a song about wanting a blowjob. I can't do that there. And I'm normally a pretty quiet person, but when I do say something, it's generally just the fuck word. And my grandma overheard this, and she's like, well, we're going to go to church. Church is going to fix this. I was like, all right, Grandma, I'll go to church with you. I feel like you're going to give me a whole bunch of brand new material. So I go to church with my grandma because church is going to fix this. And it turns out they don't like it when you cuss there either. Like, did you know you can get kicked out of church? That's a weird feeling because they're like, don't worry, Jesus still loves you. Just not enough to let you in his dad's book club. Like, I'm not religious. I just don't like when people try to lie to me. Because they're like, like saying the first man and the first one was Adam and Eve is like, that's not true. According to the Bible, that's not true. Like, according to the Bible, it wasn't Adam and Eve, it was Adam and Lilith. And if you guys are like, I don't know the story, don't worry, I'm going to tell you. So basically, God was hanging with Adam in the Garden of Eden, saw all the other animals were in pairs, and God looked at Adam and was like, you know what, I'm going to build you a girlfriend. And Adam was like, golly gee, God, thank you. So God goes over to his Build-A-Bitch workshop. And there he makes Lilith. And he explains to her, like, hey, I made you to be Adam's girlfriend. And Lilith takes one look at Adam's like, I'm sure you've got a great personality. But I don't like you like that. And then the all-knowing God was like, I did not see that coming. And apparently God doesn't take rejection very well. He kind of takes rejection like a fuckboy getting turned down on the internet. Like he straight up kicked her out of Eden. But I have a lot of respect for Lilith. Because you know that old saying, not even the last man on earth? Lilith meant it. Then God looks over at Adam and is like, we're going to try this again. But I'm going to need to borrow one of your ribs. And if it doesn't work like this time, we'll take out another rib, and you can make like that rumor in junior high about Marilyn Manson and just suck your own dick. You were way ahead of that story. So God goes back to his workshop, and there he makes Eve. And he explains to her, like, hey, I made you to be Adam's girlfriend. And Eve was like, sure, I'd love to have sex with my genetically cloned twin brother. And that's the story how Eve became Adam's rebound girl. It's also the story about how I got kicked out of church. Ironically, the church laughed harder. So does anyone else feel like 50 Shades of Grey has ruined their sex life? Just me and this guy right here? Because like before, someone had like a weird quirk or fetish in bed, they like let you know about it. Now you show up for Netflix and chill, and they're just like, welcome to my sex dungeon. We're going to put on all black leather, and I'm going to hit you with this whip. No, thank you. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and rate this booty call a 1 out of 5 stars. Your Netflix had like 0 chill. And I used to think that I can try like anything in bed, and then I realized people are fucking freaks, and no, I can't. Like, it's not even all the crazy shit. Like, if you're going to suck my dick, I kindly ask you to leave your fingers out of my asshole. Thank you. Because nothing's, I don't know how, but like some people like to think a good time is like feeling a long, sharp fingernail stabbing in your prostate. That's not nearly as fun as it sounds. Another one is like, no, I won't pee on you. Sober. Another one is don't call me daddy. That's like wrong on so many levels. And I feel like the word daddy's become so sexualized. My kids are going to have to grow up calling me dude. Knowing my luck, I'm going to shit parent. They're going to end up with duty issues. Another big one is like, if we're having sex, don't hit me. Like, I thought I was experiencing some good old-fashioned cowgirl. She thought she was experiencing some good old-fashioned UFC. And she knew how to ground and pound. And if you're one of these people that like to punch people in the face while fucking, give them a heads up and a mouthpiece. But it's not all bad. There's like crazy things out there that I've tried. Like I was with this one girl, she was like heavy into bondage. It's like, that sounds gonna be fun, new and exciting. 2.5 hours later, playing Boy Scout later, tying this bitch into knots. I'm finally done, and halfway through it, I get to thinking, this doesn't feel like kidnapping at all. But I hogtied the fuck out of her, like she couldn't move. And I was like, how is this supposed to be fun? Like, she can't move. I have to do all the work now. But she was all for it. She was like, do whatever you want to me. I was like, all right, I want to untie you. That's it for me tonight. Thanks, guys.
Keep it going for James Roberts, everybody. Very funny, very funny.